This will be a quick 10-minute demonstration overview of the Webex Contact Center. And in this demonstration, we'll be taking you through a sample customer experience as they take a look at Cumulus Finance to find some answers to questions they have. We'll look at interactions as they're escalated to the Contact Center agent desktop. And then we'll take a look at some of the administration elements that are configured in the Webex Control Hub, as well as the Webex Contact Center Management Portal. And lastly, we'll take a quick look at a couple of reports and dashboards that you might see in the Customer Journey Analyzer. So let's start off with the customer experience. Here we have a customer that's on the Cumulus Finance site, and they've been looking through the site trying to find the information that they want, but they haven't quite found exactly what they need. But they do have these methods to reach out to the contact center, either via email or a phone call or via chat. Switching over to the agent desktop, we can see that the agent is currently engaged in an email interaction, and this agent has been set up to be able to handle multiple types of interactions, such as calls, emails, and chats at the same time. So let's have a look at that. So we can see that this agent is working on the email, but now let's see what happens when a different customer calls into the contact center for some customer assistance as well.
Thank you for calling Cumulus Finance. Press 1 for our home mortgage loans, 2 for advisor services, 3 for retirement plan types. Press 1 to select mortgage deals, 2 for mortgage interest rates, 3 for mortgage comparison.
And here we see that the call has arrived at the Cumulus Contact Center and has been delivered to our agent, Rick Barrows. And Rick can easily see some of the call variable information being delivered to him, as well as a contact history from this phone number. And he's also got other capabilities that he can use during the call, such as hold, the ability to reach an expert, transfer, conference in multiple people, as well as pause and restart the recording if recording has been enabled on the system. And we can see that Rick could also be working on other activities at the same time, since he's able to simultaneously handle multiple kinds of interactions. As the call ends, Rick is then presented with the option to select one of the wrap-up codes configured. And he can then get back to working on that email. Now let's see what happens when another customer is using chat to reach out to the contact center. We can see that our customer Rob has been greeted by artificial intelligence to see if we can offload the contact center on some of the more basic questions asked by the customers. But when the customer asks to talk to an expert, this is where the artificial intelligence escalates this to a contact center agent. And we can see the chat coming in, and our agent Rick has gone ahead and accepted the chat as well. He can easily scroll back up to see what types of questions the customer has already asked that were answered by the artificial intelligence, and he can then go ahead and engage the customer using any predefined responses or free-forming his text entries. And he can even add attachments if he would like to the conversation. And again, our agent has the ability to transfer a chat, bring in multiple other experts to help out with the chat conversation, and he can also quickly see the contact history from this customer. And he can click in to have a look at what questions might have been asked in the past. And the Webex Contact Center Agent Desktop has a number of built-in statistics that our agents and supervisors can have a look at to see how the contact center has been operating, allowing you to customize the view that you have, as well as the time period of the content review. Now let's have a look at a little bit of the administration. I've logged in as Rick Barrows, and Rick is an agent supervisor who has read-only capabilities within the Control Hub. The Control Hub is a location where an administrator can set up multiple elements within the Cisco Webex environment, such as messaging, Teams, calling, etc., including contact center. This is where users can be created, and they can also be synced to other systems such as Active Directory, Clicking into one of the users, we can see that this user has been set up for messaging, meeting, calling, and contact center. And if I click on the Edit button, we can see that this user has been set up as a supervisor and a premium agent within the Webex Contact Center environment. And they also have Webex Teams capability. And the roles of this particular person can be defined right here as well by those with full administrative authorization. Clicking on Settings and scrolling down a little, this is where we can set up the domain and also decide if we're going to enable single sign-on and directory synchronization. And under the services, this is where we can set up Cloud Connect to allow our Webex Contact Center environment to work with other cloud services. And we can set up connectors such as Salesforce and other third-party integrations. And under Features, this is where we can set up the chat templates and the artificial intelligence integrations that we saw during the demonstration when the user clicked on this chat bubble. Having a quick look at the customer virtual assistants, this is where you can define your artificial intelligence, and a simple wizard will guide you right through the configuration and what you need to do to set this up in your environment. And the same for the chat templates. It's all a simple wizard and a guided what you see is what you get interface for deciding what you need enabled and what you would like configured on the chat template that's presented to your customers, allowing you to define the greetings, the options selectable by the customer, and other elements applicable to your chat template. And when you're done editing the chat template, you can simply click on this button here to download the code that you would copy and paste onto your website to allow for chat bubbles like this showing up on whatever web pages you would like. Switching over to the Webex Contact Center Management Portal, we can see that there are some basic statistics provided to us showing how many calls are currently in the IVR, how many are in queue, connected, and available agents. And we can scroll down to see some of the built-in reports available to the supervisors. Provisioning the system is easy with simple point-and-click elements, allowing you to simply and easily provision the system, while also providing online help at all spots within the administration portal. Routing strategy definitions can allow you to set up time of day, day of week scheduling, as seen in this profile, and access into the control scripts for interactive voice response, allow you to quickly and easily view and modify the control scripts as required to support your contact center needs. And lastly, by clicking on Reporting and Analytics, this brings us to our Customer Journey Analyzer, which is a cloud-based analytics tool that can work with not only your Webex Contact Center, but also your on-premise Cisco Contact Center solutions. It has built-in reports or visualizations, allowing you to go ahead and select from these real-time and historical or business metric reports to easily generate them. And you can bring in a number of reports into a dashboard to provide you a more holistic view of some of the aspects of your contact center, such as this abandoned contacts dashboard, showing the total abandoned contacts, the contact abandonment reasons, and providing you other charts that can give you the insight into what's going on and allowing you to expand these charts and modify them as necessary. Hopefully, this gives you a good summary overview of a Cisco Webex Contact Center environment.